Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome to Bitcoin update. Today for Sunday we have Bitcoin right now and there's nothing too much going on other than having a sideways market at the moment. So let's dive into the 4-hour time frame here, and I'm observing how the 4-hour time frame really looks like. It's like you're trying to break out of this particular scenario right over there and try to move a little bit higher, but there's nothing going on in the smaller time frames, but there's a lot going on the weekly time frame. And let's dive into the weekly time frame here, because in 11 hours you're about to make a candlestick that is going to be more like a villain on a weekly time frame. So let's talk about this very quickly. Now, do you see this one touch right there, which is the resistance of this trend line, and second touch right over there? You have the third one right over here. You have a fake out there and a retest of a failure fake out, and now you're finding that place as the resistance. So I'm not going to talk about the 1 hour, the 4 hour, or the daily, but it's more important to talk about the weekly time frame, because this is the only time frame that right now speaks for itself, and it has way more information than the smaller time frames, of course, because it's way more better shaped. That's the only explanation I have. It has a better shaping idea because you have more information on the weekly than on the smaller time frame, because the smaller time frame are just more like, sideways and nothing is going on in there, but it actually translates into the weekly. And talking about the weekly, in 11 hours you're about to start Monday. Today's Sunday, the last day of the week, and by the look of things, what do you see here? You do see a doji right over there, and this doji is more of a decisive to continue either higher or lower, but especially when you make a doji right next to the resistance line over there, you have better chances of moving to the downside. Now, the thing is, we could still see a small push to the upside and then continue even lower by, like open up Monday with a little bit of a push up to 17,300 and then finally move to the downside. Now, the next 7 days are going to be quite important. In 3 days, we have the Fed meeting coming in 3 days, and the interest rate hike is going to be right around the corner. So keep an eye on that one, because that can be very, very bad as well. And right now, speaking about the dojis, if you're new, let's talk about the doji in an uptrend. So basically, we're going to actually check a doji in an uptrend right there, and look at the images right over here as well. So this is the type of a doji that you guys want to be very, very careful about. So you have that plus right over there, and you can see when you make the plus here, decision time, and then move lower. Anytime you did that, I do like actually to give you reference so that we can be on the same page and we can see. Now, this is why I say it's decision. Okay, so this was a doji candlestick in an uptrend. You did make a plus right there, but you did end up pushing higher, so that actually makes it a decisive candlestick. Okay, so what kind of a decision comes in? Of course, my personal take of that decision is that this market has to move lower and lower, especially in so many things, but you could have something like this as well. Okay, now this actually looks way better, because if you look at this one, you do have that plus right over there, if you can see it, and then those two red candles that move to the downside. This is what I'm looking for. This is exactly what I'm expecting for Bitcoin, with that doji being made right over here, and then we make the red candles like this, boom, to the downside. Now, not only that, but if you notice this one, we almost are like making a little bit of a flag here. So a lot of coins are making flags. So from there to there, and you have this one from there to there. You can see it's a very picture perfect flag, and you are at the biggest resistance ever. And anytime you came up to this resistance, the problem is that you push down. So the next, I'm giving this market maximum 10 days and you're going to see it coming down. Honestly, because when you started here, move to the downside. When you went up there, move to the downside. You went up here again, move to the downside. There was an exception where you actually made a fake out right there, but then for the retest, boom, to the downside. Again here, can you do a fake out before going down? I cannot say that, but you can still do the very same thing that you did previously, and then from here, you go down. So what's the technical target out of the flag? It's going to be from there to there, and we're going to actually look at Bitcoin to move all the way down to $12,000, which is being the first target, and then maybe maybe move sideways before actually moving to $10,000. I don't think it's going to drop all the way to 10K, but something like this, go down, push back up to 14,000, go down to 10, push back up, and then go down to $8,000. Maybe by next year in February we bottom out. And that's pretty much it for this update on Bitcoin. I'm going to see you in the next one. Allah Hafiz.